Hi everybody, welcome back. One of my favorite things in the world, one of my favorite types of videos to make on this channel are get ready with me's. Yes, even though I don't get ready very much, as in put on makeup very much, I freaking love doing it. This is like a get ready with me, but not really. What am I getting ready for, you may ask? Well, a friend of mine actually just took the LSAT. It's like the law school entrance exam. I think that's how you would describe it. But yeah, she just took it because this is a really close friend of mine and I know how much she studied throughout this whole summer, because like she's been pursuing it for a while, and she finally took it and it was a lot. We like spent like a lot of time just going to the library together. She can do her studying, I can do my studying, so I was with her for a lot of the process. So I'm just really proud of her that she took it. At least, like, I'm gonna be proud of her either way if she doesn't get the score she wants or she does get the score she wants. We're just celebrating that she took it, and yeah, so I'm excited. I haven't really worn makeup in a long time. Is it gonna be a different makeup look? I wasn't planning on it. So I also haven't cleaned my brushes since Halloween, since way before Halloween actually. We're going to make sure our lips are moist. The lip balm can soak in while we're doing the rest of the makeup. But I just love the idea of sitting and talking, just getting my thoughts out. Even if I'm not talking to a single soul, I'm just talking to myself. Speaking of which, does anybody have full-blown conversations with themselves? Because I do. No, I'm not crazy. No, I don't have a mental disorder. It's like a coping mechanism. I don't know what I'm coping with, but like, it's just easy for me to sort things out when I talk to myself, like I'm talking to a friend, but I'm not actually talking to a friend, I'm talking to myself. If that makes sense, I don't know. I'm not gonna explain my makeup look to you because you should know it at the back of your hand already. So I'm a psych major, right? Still deciding whether I'm general or clinical psychology, but women in STEM. Even though I would say it's a pretty hard major, especially with all the terminology and all the reading that you have to do, which I mean, I assume every other major has to do. Because of that, this last year of college is just kicking my butt. And I know I've been pretty transparent about how difficult it's been for me, but like, let me explain. So this semester I'm in a psychology class, a required psychology class called Quantitative Research Methods. And I look at the title of the class, and I'm like, what? And let me tell you, it's exactly as it sounds. She's tough. Lots of terminology, lots of stuff I've never even breached before in my life. Me, I'm not naturally a science girly. I'm more of an artistic kind of girly. So, but I won't lie, psychology is interesting. All the technicalities and the math involved with science and the graphs and the testing and experiments and research and stuff. That's not me. No. But I will say it's been very humbling learning about it. What? I did not know scientists go through this stuff. And like, this is just an introductory class. So the whole semester of assignments so far has been pretty tough. It's been a paper every week. It's been a test every week. But as we get towards the end of the semester, we have these things called article critiques. Basically, we read a research article. Really, really bad research articles were purposely given to us. Basically, our assignment is to critique the research article, critique them on their methodology, the errors that they made, explain the errors and explain how you would improve the experiment and the method. And I was scared for my life when he told us about this freaking assignment. I'm gonna fail so bad because I'm just like naturally not good at this stuff. Thank goodness for office hours, professor office hours. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the hours that the professors state on their syllabus that you're allowed to come in for help if you need it. And me, especially with this professor that teaches this class, I am so intimidated by him. He is so smart. Like, Broski can recite textbooks from memory, because I swear that's how much information he has in his head. So he's so smart, and I'm just intimidated by it. So long story short, I am very intimidated to go into his office hours, because I know I'm not naturally good at this subject. And I just don't want to feel like I'm asking like really, really stupid questions. Because I was struggling so much with this article critique assignment, and because of his grading system, and because how many points it was worth, I moseyed my way on in there to his office hours. I mustered up all of the courage, every ounce of courage that I had in me, and I walked into his office, and luckily I was not the only student there. So I'm like, oh my gosh, these students that I also thought were really freaking smart, they're not understanding everything too. I felt so blessed. So I went, keep in mind, we have 3 of these article critiques. They're a week apart. So the first one, I went into his office hours, and I'm like, I was feeling good, I was feeling comfortable, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually so glad I went into those office hours, because if I didn't, I would have gotten a very, very bad grade. Yeah. But because I went into his office hours, guys, guess what? I got a perfect on that assignment. Yes. Here comes the second article critique, and this one is so much better than the first one, and I'm starting to think, what? I can't find any errors in here. I really can't. And I'm reading this article over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, did this guy do a good job? Am I being lied to? Is this a joke? And then I went into the office hours again, and this time there were like 8 of us students in there with him. So he should catch the hint by now that not a lot of things are clicking for all of us. We go over it. I feel pretty confident, but not as confident as I did in the first one. Anyways, taking 14 credits, right? Which doesn't seem like a lot, but when 12 of those credits are psychology classes, it takes a toll. She starts to add up. Let me tell you, the homework load has been crazy. The amount of reading that I've done makes up for the 22 years of reading that I didn't do because I don't like reading. But it's still a lot. But then again, I did choose my classes, and I did choose to take it this way, because on top of taking 4 psychology classes, on top of all the assignments that come with those 4 psychology classes, this article critique with this hard grading teacher, ooh, the combo is not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Every Monday when I have free time, go through all my classes, check what assignments are due that week, right? And then I write them down on my little sticky note on my computer, right? So I have a layout of what is due and when it's due. The past 2 weeks was full of 5 tests a week and 2 papers. And so throughout the week, I will schedule out my time of when to do each assignment, right? It sounds really good, but a lot of the time, I pretty much end up doing most of the assignments the last day of the week, right? And because of those 2 article critiques, I couldn't do that, so I had to space out. Anyways, it's just been a lot. It's been way too much for one brain to handle. By the end of the week, I've had 50 meltdowns. I've questioned my will to live 40 times. Every Saturday, I hang out with my special friend. And we've been hanging out every Saturday for April-ish, May. Since then, we really haven't skipped a Saturday. But because of this second article critique, because I had so many assignments before the day was due, I'm like, I had to tell my special friend, I'm like, I cannot hang out on Saturday. I get everything done by Fridays, so I don't have to worry about anything on Saturdays, so I can give all of my time to my special friend on Saturdays. But it broke me to say we can't hang out. All of this for a paper that's only worth 40 points?
We have to get to graduation, guys. We have to.
And if graduation is delayed because I chose not to do good on this one paper, that's on me, man. I mean, it was gonna be on me anyways, but like, see from afar, the skin is kind of glowing, but up close, she needs work. There's only one time this semester that I gave in to my sadness and anxiety, and I gave in to not wanting to do it. I only did that one time, and it was like a healthy break. It was for the same class, actually, our weekly papers. There was one week where my anxiety, my overthinking, my other commitments were just too much, and the paper was due on Wednesday, and I'm sitting down in front of my computer looking at a blank Word document, trying to create this paper off a chapter that I didn't read and I couldn't bring myself to read. And I sat for hours in the library just like trying to read it, not being able to, getting distracted, and then worrying about life, the world itself. And I told myself, you know what? I was crying very, very much that day, and I don't know why. And I kind of let myself be. I'm like, you need a break. This week has already been too much on you, so you're just gonna take this one loss. You're gonna take the L this one time, and you're just gonna rest. And I think that week I hadn't slept well at all. Mentally, I just couldn't produce anything. I came to terms that I will be okay if this one assignment isn't turned in. Guys, this is your sign. If you need a break, if your body is sending you all the signs that you need a break, take the break. I don't want to sound cliche and repetitive, but mental health is very important. When you take care of it, you can do anything. I will do every assignment. I will do it to the best of my ability, as best as I can. I will read the textbooks. I know so many college students don't. I don't know how. They don't read textbooks and still pass. But I read the textbooks. I come to all the classes, all the lectures. I take good notes, because as much as I say that I don't care and that I'm freak, I'm still gonna try my best. Ooh, yes! This lip combo will freaking slap every day in every way. Fun fact about psychology that I actually learned today. Self-control is the act of restraining yourself from doing impulsive actions to get short-term rewards in order to pursue a long-term reward, long-term goal. I learned today that when you exert self-control, your brain depletes in glucose. So it takes a lot of energy to exert self-control. That's why self-control is limited. It is an energy that is limited. So you cannot self-control for your whole life. Sometimes you will give in. Sometimes it'll be harder to, control, right? Isn't that cool? For the look today, for the outfit today, because we're eating Korean barbecue, I know I'm going to eat my body weight. Number 1, loose pants. Sounds silly, but it's true. I'm not trying to have some constrictive jeans. I'm not trying to do that. They used to be cuffed. They used to be cuffed at the bottom, but I just didn't like how they looked. So I took the elastic out and then I made a slit. I'd rather have these pants flowy. Like, the slit looks good if you don't look at it closely. recently I've just been liking plain black shirts, so you can't go wrong with it. And this is a pretty loose shirt because I'm not trying to expose my food baby after I've eaten. Whenever I wear green, I always think that gold jewelry goes better. Do you guys remember Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly? Well, a while ago she came out with a book called I'm Glad My Mom Died, and I was like so intrigued by the title. I'm like, I really want to know why she thinks this. So I've been listening to the audiobook for the past few days. By golly, that story is crazy. It's like really interesting though. So the stack is gold. Guys, believe it or not, I was in Korea 2 years ago. Most of my jewelry is from Korea and it still lasted. So I know I said all this stuff about my professor being like really hard. It is a great thing that he is, because I have learned the most in his classes than I have in any other psychology class, because of how knowledgeable he is, how organized he is, how structured his class and his class system and process is. I've learned the most from him, and I've had him for multiple classes. Even though when I freaking see his name next to the class, I'm like, oh, bruh. He is the professor really making me work for that degree. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. Okay, so we're finishing the stack with my favorite earring. These are the pills. Then we're gonna layer on my this chain from my special friend. Yeah, whatever.